Starseed from Gaia. In a world clamoring for our attention, true peace often feels like a distant whisper. But what if the quietest place is not found in solitude, but within the very core of your being? What if the path to serenity isn't about escaping the noise, but transforming your relationship with it? Before we dive deep, I'd love to hear from you. In one word, what does peace mean to you right now? Share it in the comments below. Many souls embark on a tireless quest for peace, believing it resides in the shimmering allure of external circumstances. They envision it as a distant horizon, attainable only through the perfect alignment of a dream job, a profoundly harmonious relationship, the complete absence of conflict, or the accumulation of material comforts that promise security and freedom from worries. Yet, this relentless pursuit often proves to be a chase after a mirage, a fleeting illusion that tantalizingly recedes the closer one seems to get, leaving them feeling perpetually unfulfilled and desperately thirsty for something that consistently eludes their grasp. Imagine yourself parched in a vast, desolate desert, the sun beating down mercilessly, your throat dry and cracked, desperately seeking life-giving water. You see a shimmering oasis in the distance, its palm trees swaying gently, the promise of cool, refreshing water beckoning. You push onward, expending every ounce of energy, only to find the shimmering vision ahead is merely a trick of the light, a cruel optical illusion, evaporating into the thin, scorching air as you draw near, leaving you more exhausted and disheartened than before. This is precisely the experience of chasing external peace. Or consider trying to anchor a magnificent heavy ship laden with the precious cargo of your hopes and dreams in shifting, treacherous sands during the fiercest tempest, the ocean raging with towering waves and howling winds. No matter how robust the anchor, how strong the chain, the ground beneath gives way, providing no true grip, leaving the vessel vulnerable, tossed violently about, and utterly adrift, at the mercy of every unpredictable surge. The world, with all its fleeting promises of temporary respite and superficial solutions, simply cannot offer the deep, abiding serenity that your soul truly craves and inherently possesses, for its very nature is change, flux, and impermanence. Its offerings are like ephemeral mist, beautiful for a moment, but incapable of providing true substance or lasting solace. True, enduring peace, beloved starseeds, is not the convenient absence of trouble, nor the carefully curated perfection of your surroundings that you might strive endlessly to maintain through vigilant effort and often exhausting control. It is, in its profound essence, the unwavering presence of profound calm, a deep, resonant stillness that exists amidst the storm, not merely in its absence. Picture the very eye of a hurricane, a place of astonishing, paradoxical calm at the very center of overwhelming, destructive chaos, where the winds are still, the sky is clear, and a profound silence reigns, even as the monstrous vortex spins around it. This is the profound, unshakable peace we speak of, an internal state, a sacred sanctuary built not with the transient, eroding materials of brick and mortar, nor with the precarious, ever-shifting architecture of human desires that shift with every passing whim, every new societal trend, every external validation. No, this sanctuary, this inner citadel, is forged with the eternal, immutable elements of conscious awareness, an unwavering faith in the divine unfolding of all things, an intrinsic trust in the cosmic orchestration, and an unshakable connection to your authentic divine self, the true essence of who you are, unconditioned by the world's transient narratives or the ego's endless demands. It is a peace that resonates from the very core of your being, independent of what manifests in your outer reality. It is the peace that knows, deep down, that all is well and all will be well, regardless of appearances. When we mistakenly tether our sense of peace, our internal equilibrium, to external conditions, be it the fleeting validation of others' opinions, the elusive success of a venture or project, the temporary stability of our financial or social environment, or the cessation of all challenges and perceived problems, we inadvertently surrender our inherent power, our divine sovereignty. We become like that fragile vessel adrift on a vast, turbulent ocean, a tiny raft without a rudder or a sail, perpetually at the mercy of every unpredictable wave, every shifting current, every sudden gust of wind that blows from any direction. We are tossed about, vulnerable and reactive, our inner state determined by the next headline, the next social media comment, the next unexpected bill, or the next perceived slight. Each external disruption, no matter how minor or seemingly insignificant, threatens to capsize our tranquility, flooding our inner chambers with anxiety, leaving us feeling vulnerable, disoriented, utterly powerless, and disconnected from our true, unshakable nature. This is the perilous trap of seeking peace where it cannot truly be found, for the external world is inherently chaotic and ever-changing. It is like attempting to draw life-giving water from a completely dry well in the midst of a barren land, or desperately seeking illumination in a starless, moonless void where no light can penetrate. Such a quest is doomed to perpetual disappointment and a profound sense of lack, for the source of true light and sustenance lies within, not without. The ancient wisdom, echoing through the ages and across various spiritual traditions, whispers a timeless truth, articulated beautifully in John 14:27, a profound verse that serves as a spiritual compass. "My peace I give to you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." This profound teaching underscores a critical, vital distinction, revealing a vast chasm between two very different qualities of peace. The peace offered by the world is always conditional, always temporary, and easily shattered by the slightest shift in circumstance, reliant on external conditions lining up just so, on all the pieces falling perfectly into place according to a preconceived notion. It is a peace that comes and goes, a fair weather friend that abandons you the moment the clouds gather, the moment adversity strikes, or the moment your carefully constructed outer reality begins to fray. It is a peace built on sand, vulnerable to every tide, but the peace that springs from the divine wellspring within you, your very core being, your immutable essence, is eternal, unconditional, utterly unassailable, and transcends all earthly understanding. It is the very essence of the kingdom within, a truth proclaimed by many enlightened masters, including the one who spoke of the kingdom of God, being not in observation, nor in outward signs, nor in any external manifestation that can be pointed to, but within us. Luke 17:21. This kingdom within is not a place to be found on any map, but a state of consciousness, a profound realization of our inherent divinity and the limitless peace that resides there. It is a sanctuary beyond the reach of any external turmoil, a truth that liberates us from the endless pursuit of external conditions and anchors us in the unwavering reality of our spiritual nature. This divine peace is not earned. It is recognized as an intrinsic part of who we are, a gift already given, waiting to be consciously claimed and embodied. Pause for a moment, dear starseeds, and reflect deeply on this common human tendency. How often do you find yourself unconsciously postponing your inner peace, deferring your inherent tranquility until some future event finally unfolds, or some specific external condition is met? You might whisper to yourself, "Oh, I'll truly be peaceful when I get that promotion I've been working so hard for, when I finally achieve that next level of success, when I find the perfect partner who completes me and understands my soul completely, when my finances are completely stable and abundant, freeing me from all material worries, when my health is perfectly restored and free from all ailments, when the world is calmer and all global conflicts cease, and there is harmony among all peoples." This becomes a perpetual delaying tactic, a subtle but powerful deferral of your inherent joy, your birthright of tranquility. You are effectively putting your true happiness on layaway, always just out of reach, always contingent on some future perfect scenario. The truth, immutable and profoundly liberating, is that the world will always present challenges, always offer opportunities for growth through friction, always evolve and shift in unpredictable ways. Life is a constant dance of becoming, a tapestry woven with threads of both light and shadow, joy and sorrow, expansion and contraction. If our peace is contingent upon its perfect behavior, if it relies on a world that never deviates from our idealized script, we will forever be chasing a phantom, forever feeling a step behind, forever living in a state of suspended animation, waiting for a perfect moment that never truly arrives. The true art of living, then, is not to control the external storm, which is impossible, but to discover the calm within the storm, to find the quiet, serene eye of the hurricane that is your own consciousness, and to realize, with profound clarity, that the treasure you seek, that unshakable peace, has always resided within the deepest, most sacred chambers of your own being, waiting patiently to be acknowledged, to be unveiled. It is an invitation, a gentle but firm beckoning, to cease the outward search, to abandon the fruitless chase after fleeting illusions, and to courageously turn your gaze inward to the inexhaustible wellspring of serenity that has always been your divine heritage, your true home, your eternal sanctuary, untouched by the shifting sands of time or circumstance. So, the profound question arises, resonating deep within the chambers of your soul. How then do we embark on the sacred task of constructing this inviolable inner sanctuary, this sacred space within that remains untouched by the external maelstrom? How do we cultivate this sacred garden, where the vibrant, fragrant flowers of peace can blossom undisturbed, even as the winds of external life blow fiercely and relentlessly, threatening to uproot all that we hold dear? It begins, fundamentally, with stillness. And I don't speak merely of the physical cessation of movement, though that can certainly be a valuable entry point, like setting the stage for a grand performance or meticulously preparing the fertile ground for planting the most delicate of seeds. I speak, more profoundly, of mental stillness, the deliberate, conscious quieting of the incessant, often chaotic symphony of thoughts that perpetually cascades through our minds, a ceaseless, uninvited commentary on our lives, the world, and everything in between. It is a deluge of analyses, judgments, worries, plans, and memories that can easily drown out the quiet whispers of our deepest truth. Imagine your mind as a vast, shimmering lake, its expansive surface reflecting the boundless sky above, mirroring the infinite possibilities and the pure, unconditioned light of consciousness. When it is disturbed by the relentless, often turbulent winds of worries, fears, judgments, self-criticisms, past regrets, and future anxieties, its surface is agitated, rippling and churning violently, becoming an opaque, distorted mirror. In such a turbulent state, it becomes utterly impossible to see the clear, pristine depths beneath, to perceive the foundational truth of your being, or to reflect the pure, boundless light of the sky above, that light being the pure consciousness of your true divine nature, the unconditioned essence of who you are. Stillness, consciously cultivated through intention and consistent practice, acts like a gentle, knowing hand smoothing the water, allowing the frenetic ripples to subside, the chaotic churning to cease, revealing the profound clarity, the pristine depths, and the perfectly reflective purity of your inner landscape. It is in this settled, calm state that you can truly perceive, truly understand, and truly connect with the subtle energies, the profound truths, and the divine guidance that underpin all existence. Only then can your inner wisdom rise to the surface, unclouded by the mental storm. Practices such as conscious meditation, where you gently observe the breath as an anchor to the present moment, are not merely relaxation techniques to unwind after a long day or a temporary escape from stress. They are profound acts of self-reclamation, a courageous return to your authentic center, a re-establishment of your sovereign inner space. The breath, that miraculous, ever-present, ever-moving rhythm of life, serves as a miraculous bridge between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the spiritual, the conscious and the subconscious realms of your being. It is the thread that connects you to the eternal now. By consistently focusing on it, by allowing your awareness to ride on its gentle waves, we tether ourselves firmly to the now, the only moment where life truly exists, where true peace can be experienced, and where our creative power can be accessed. Profound, deep breathing exercises, such as coherent breathing or box breathing, consciously regulating your nervous system and bringing coherence to your energetic field, can calm the fight-or-flight response and usher in a state of profound physiological and psychological peace. Or even the simple, yet infinitely transformative act of mindful presence in everyday activities, truly seeing the vibrant, intricate colors of a single leaf, observing the delicate dance of light and shadow, truly hearing the intricate symphony of sounds around you, from the distant hum of traffic to the gentle rustle of leaves, truly feeling the texture of your clothes against your skin or the grounded solidity of the earth beneath your feet as you walk. These are not mundane tasks, but foundational, sacred tools. They serve as gentle brooms, meticulously sweeping away the accumulating dust of mental clutter and the tangled, pervasive weeds of unconscious thought patterns that choke our inner peace, preventing its natural flourishing. These practices are portals to the present moment, where peace inherently resides. This process is about skillfully, compassionately, yet firmly disengaging from the relentless grip of the ego, that part of us that thrives on constant analysis, on categorizing and judging every experience, on clinging desperately to the illusion of control. believing it is protecting us from perceived threats. The ego often feels it must dissect every moment, predict every outcome, and label every sensation, every person, every situation, creating a ceaseless internal monologue, a critical, judgmental voice that incessantly chatters, drowning out the quiet, profound whispers of the soul, the unerring intuition, and the divine guidance that is always available. It constructs elaborate narratives of past grievances, endlessly relives past perceived failures, and pre-suffers future anxieties, creating a constant state of internal turmoil, all in a misguided attempt to keep us safe, but effectively keeping us imprisoned in a self-made cage of thought, separated from the liberating truth of our being. By observing these thought patterns without judgment, by acknowledging their presence without identifying with them as who we are, we create a sacred space between ourselves and the mental noise. We step back from the rushing, turbulent river of thought and simply watch it flow by, realizing with profound clarity that we are not the river, not the current, not the thoughts themselves, but the vast, unwavering shore, the boundless consciousness, the silent awareness that observes it all. This shift in perspective is the key to true liberation, detaching us from the ego's endless drama and anchoring us in the expansive, peaceful realm of pure awareness. This inner work, dear ones, is not a luxurious pastime reserved for the privileged few, or an esoteric pursuit only for saints and mystics high on a mountaintop, detached from the realities of daily life. It is the fundamental, non-negotiable architecture upon which a truly peaceful, resilient, and profoundly fulfilling life is built. It is the very bedrock, the unshakable foundation without which any magnificent structure, no matter how grand its design, would eventually crumble under the weight of its own ambition or the relentless forces of time and circumstance. Just as a magnificent cathedral, soaring skyward with intricate stained glass and majestic spires, or a towering skyscraper that touches the clouds, requires strong, meticulously crafted foundations to withstand the test of time, the elements, and the constant tremors of the earth, so too does a tranquil, centered, and truly meaningful existence. It demands unwavering discipline, the consistent commitment to return to your practice, to your inner sanctuary, even when the mind resists with 1,000 tempting excuses, even when the world pulls in 1,000 distracting directions with its sirens of urgency and distraction, even when doubt whispers its insidious, undermining lies, attempting to convince you of its futility. It requires immense patience, understanding that the inner garden does not bloom overnight, that the lake does not calm instantly with a single intention, but through gentle, persistent, and loving effort, day after day, week after week, season after season, allowing nature to take its course with conscious tending. And most profoundly, it calls for a deep, unyielding commitment to self-discovery, to courageously peeling back the layers of societal conditioning, ancestral patterns, and personal narratives that have accumulated over lifetimes, to uncover the pristine, peaceful essence that has always resided within you, untouched and untarnished by the world's passing show, like a perfectly preserved artifact waiting to be unearthed. It is in this profound stillness that we begin to be still and know that I am God, as the ancient Psalm 46:10 suggests, to truly connect with the divine spark that animates our very being, the inexhaustible source of all peace, wisdom, and unconditional love that flows eternally within. This stillness is not emptiness or absence, not a void or a lack. It is fullness, a profound wellspring of being, the very ground of existence. It is the sacred portal to your deepest truth, your inherent divinity, your limitless potential, and your eternal connection to all that is. Crucially, dear starseeds, we must shift our perception of peace from a finite, distant destination to an infinite, ongoing journey, from a static treasure to a living, breathing, dynamic state of being that evolves and deepens with every conscious step. Peace is not akin to finding a rare, magnificent gem that, once possessed, remains yours effortlessly, locked away in a vault and forgotten, requiring no further engagement. Rather, it is like a vibrant, delicate flame that requires constant tending, consistent protection from harsh winds, and a steady supply of fuel to burn brightly, or like a majestic flowing river that must be allowed to move unhindered, embracing its natural course, navigating obstacles and carving new paths, rather than being dammed or diverted, or a flourishing garden that demands daily nurturing, meticulous weeding, attentive watering, and continuous loving care to truly thrive and yield its bounty. It is not something you find once and then simply keep passively. It is something you actively become and continuously embody through conscious choice, consistent practice, and unwavering intention. This embodiment is not a passive process of hopeful waiting or a mere philosophical contemplation. It is a conscious, moment-by-moment choice we are invited to make, especially when the world around us or the inner landscape within us presents its most formidable challenges. Consider those moments when anger, like a sudden, scorching wildfire, or fear, like a chilling, paralyzing frost, begins to rise within your being, threatening to consume your inner equilibrium. In these charged instances, the path of peace is not to suppress, deny, or push away these powerful, raw emotions, for that only fuels their intensity in the shadow, allowing them to fester and grow, eventually erupting with even greater force. Instead, it is the courageous, sovereign choice to observe them, to acknowledge their presence without judgment, to feel their raw, energetic current coursing through you without identifying with them as who you are, to simply witness them as passing clouds in the vast, boundless, luminous sky of your consciousness. It is to choose not to react, impulsively, driven by the immediate surge of emotion, which often leads to regrettable actions or words, but to create a sacred pause, a conscious breath, a moment of discernment that allows you to respond from a place of deeper wisdom, profound compassion, and unwavering alignment with your higher self, your true, peaceful nature. This pause, this sacred moment between stimulus and response, is the very space where freedom resides, the sacred gap where your power truly lies, where you reclaim your ability to choose your state of being, regardless of external triggers. It is where you move from reaction to conscious creation. When the currents of external chaos threaten to pull you under, when uncertainty looms large like an impenetrable fog shrouding your path, making the next step seem impossible, peace becomes the deliberate, conscious act of anchoring yourself firmly in the present moment. It is the profound wisdom of trusting in the larger, benevolent divine plan that orchestrates all life, even when the immediate path is obscured and the destination is unknown, even when the logic of the mind cannot comprehend the unfolding. Like a majestic, ancient tree with roots reaching deep, deep into the fertile, nourishing earth, absorbing its foundational wisdom and strength, it stands firm and unwavering, its branches swaying gently, even when hurricane-force winds rage and torrential storms batter its foliage, knowing its connection to the life-giving source is unshakable, its core unmovable. This isn't about ignoring problems or adopting a fatalistic resignation to fate, nor is it a dismissal of life's genuine difficulties, suffering, or injustices. On the contrary, it is an incredibly active, conscious, and empowered engagement with life from a place of profound centeredness, inner strength, and unwavering resilience. It is the ability to face adversity with an open heart and a calm mind, drawing upon an internal reservoir of peace. It is the art of navigating the intricate, unpredictable dance of existence with grace, with an innate wisdom that transcends mere intellectual understanding, and with an unwavering inner calm, knowing that even in the greatest challenges and apparent setbacks, there lies an inherent opportunity for profound growth, for alchemical transformation, for the purification of your spirit, and for a deeper, more intimate connection to the infinite peace that is your true heritage, your divine birthright. This is the understanding that this too shall pass, that all things in the material realm are in a constant state of flux and impermanence, like fleeting shadows on a wall, and that the only true constant is the divine essence within you, eternal, unchanging, and ever-present. By embracing this fundamental impermanence of all outer forms, all external circumstances, we free ourselves from the suffering of attachment and resistance, from the pain of clinging to what cannot last, and find true liberation in the ever-present now, which is the only reality we ever truly possess, the only moment where life truly unfolds. This is the true mastery of living in peace, not by futilely attempting to control the external world, which is ultimately impossible and drains our energy, but by mastering the inner response, by embodying the tranquility that is your birthright, and by aligning your internal state with the benevolent, intelligent, universal flow that guides all creation. As we draw our reflections to a close, beloved starseeds, please carry this paramount truth within the deepest chambers of your heart, allowing it to resonate through every cell of your being. The magnificent journey to inner peace is far from a sprint, It is, in its most profound and beautiful expression, a lifelong dance, an intricate, evolving tapestry, woven thread by thread, breath by breath, conscious choice by conscious choice, day by day, moment by moment. It is not about reaching a final, static destination where all challenges cease and you simply arrive, permanently settled in a state of unchanging bliss. Instead, it is about consciously savoring each step, each nuanced breath, each moment of conscious awareness along the ever-unfolding path, finding beauty and peace in the process itself. It is about embracing the flow, the rhythm, and the subtle shifts, much like a seasoned, intuitive dancer moves with the music, anticipating and responding with grace and effortless poise, becoming one with the melody and harmony of life, allowing the universal rhythm to guide their every move. At its core, this journey is fundamentally about remembrance. Remembering, deep within your cellular memory, within the very essence of your soul, within the core blueprint of your being, who you truly are, beyond the veils of illusion and forgetfulness. You are not merely a collection of transient experiences, fleeting beliefs, or societal roles that you play for a time, like costumes donned for a temporary play. You are a magnificent, undeniable spark of the divine itself, a perfect fractal of the cosmos, imbued with infinite potential, inherent wisdom, and unconditional love that predates time and space. You are inherently peaceful, just as a single drop of ocean water holds the entire essence, the entire composition, the entire vibration of the vast, boundless ocean within its microscopic form. You are inherently whole, complete, and perfectly imperfect in your unique human unfolding, precisely as you are, right here, right now, with all your perceived flaws and triumphs, your shadows and your light, all aspects integrated into your sacred totality. This profound truth resides within you, waiting patiently to be rediscovered, like a brilliant, self-effulgent star, temporarily obscured by passing clouds of doubt, fear, or worldly concerns that have accumulated over lifetimes, waiting for the clouds to part so its light can shine forth unhindered. Embrace the profound, transformative power of stillness, allowing it to be your unwavering compass in a world often characterized by overwhelming noise, incessant chatter, bewildering chaos, and constant external demands, perpetually guiding you back to your sacred, unshakable center, your inner North Star, your true home. Devote yourself with tender, consistent care to cultivating your inner sanctuary, making it not just a temporary refuge, a fleeting escape, but an impregnable fortress of calm, clarity, and unyielding peace that no external storm, no matter how fierce, how prolonged, or how unexpected, can dismantle or penetrate. This sanctuary is your inner temple, your personal haven, your sacred space where the divine resides, where you can always retreat, replenish your spirit, and reconnect with the infinite wellspring of peace that is your birthright. And most importantly, choose peace, not as a fleeting emotion that comes and goes with circumstances, not as a passive state of being, but as a deliberate, active, and conscious state of being, a way of life, an active participation in your own serenity. Choose it in every single moment, even the challenging ones, and especially the ones that tempt you to react from fear, anger, old wounds, or ingrained patterns. Let peace be the gentle, persistent current that carries you through the inevitable ebbs and flows of life, providing buoyancy when the waters feel rough and tumultuous, guiding you safely through choppy seas, and offering serene, effortless passage when they are calm and clear. Let your inner peace be a radiant lighthouse, not just for yourself, illuminating your own path through the darkness and uncertainty of existence, guiding your vessel safely to shore, but for all those around you, extending its comforting, guiding glow far and wide. By the sheer, undeniable radiance of your tranquil presence, by the calm emanation of your being, you become a living testament to the possibility of peace, a walking, breathing beacon showing others the way home to their own hearts, to their own inherent divinity. For in choosing peace, you are not merely choosing a desirable state of mind or a temporary reprieve. You are choosing to align with the very essence of creation, to flow with the benevolent, infinite rhythm of the universe, and to express the highest vibration of your authentic self, your soul's true song. This is your birthright, your deepest truth, and your most profound offering to a world yearning for light, for harmony, and for the quiet balm of serenity. Walk in this truth, dear starseeds, and let your light shine, illuminating the path for all.